Too much times nowadays, you see so many people just pulling out the cell phone to record whatever it is that's happening instead of actually living in the moment. And me, myself, I've been guilty of that before too, plenty of times. But I know we definitely all are, just as a whole. And I think that's something that sort of takes away from a lot. Now, before we get into this, shout out to our sponsor for this episode of the podcast, Manscaped. Appreciate you, Manscaped. If you all want to ever order anything off of manscaped.com, you can use code KeepItClean, all together, all one word, and that will not only give you 20% off, but it will also give you free shipping on whatever it is that you decide you want to order that day, whatever you're feeling like buying. Say, for instance, one day you like, you know what? I want to get a little Manscaped package. Cool. I want to buy one. So you buy it. And then another day, you're like, oh, you know what? I want to go get another one. Both days, you can use code KeepItClean. And each time, it'll give you the 20% off and the free shipping. So use it. Use it. Because it'll help you out a lot. But anyway, we things could be going on, like, right in front of us. Like, for instance, last night, me and my wife and Carter, we went to Outback Steakhouse. We never, ever go to Outback Steakhouse, ever. The last time we went there, it was about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. We never go to Outback Steakhouse. And the last time before that was before we even had Carter. Yeah, it was before we even had Carter. But anyway, we just wanted to go get something to eat. Because even before that, you know what? Yeah, before we even got to Outback Steakhouse, before that, we had went to, because Carter was in the house. We were in the house. It was Thursday, because I'm recording this on Friday, by the way. I'm recording this on June 25th. You see how early I'm recording the podcast? It's crazy. Never had this much preparation. But anyway, we went, it was Thursday, June 24th. And Carter had been in the house chilling. My wife had been in the house working. I had been in the house working. And Carter was just, she could tell that he needed to get out of the house and just get all his energy out. She could tell. So what she suggested, she was like, oh, let's go to this indoor park. You know, the indoor parks, especially for the kids, they have the things where you could jump on, the little trampolines and all that. They'll have bumper cars and stuff like that. But not an indoor arcade, but an indoor park, because there is a difference with that. Sometimes they're combined, but this was an indoor park. So it had the ball pit, the trampolines, fun place. But anyway, so we decided to go there. And we pulled up, and I was like, yeah, it'd be nice to share some of this stuff on Instagram or whatever, what we doing, having fun, blah, blah, blah. But I said, no, I'm not even going to bring my phone in there. I'm not. Because I didn't want to, and I love, again, shout out to my guy, Cam. Cam put me on to, because I had been saying it in some podcasts, and I was saying that a while back, I had been saying that I want to take a break. Like, when I take a break, like go on a vacation or something, I want to be all the way on vacation mode. I don't look at no Twitter, no Instagram, no nothing with football, none of that stuff. I want to be all the way in vacation mode. And he was like, oh, you could turn off the notification. And I never knew you could do that. I never knew you could do that. So I've been using that, even like if I'm like reading something in the Bible or something, going to studying for a meeting or something like that, or just or if we do go on vacation. I love using that, because before I would just put the phone on airplane mode. But now it's like, okay, I turn everything off, turn notifications off. But anyway, so we got to the indoor park, and I was like, I'm not even going to bring my phone in there. And I was like, yeah, I know they got lockers there. You could put your stuff in a locker when you get there, but no, I'm not even going to bring the phone. So I left the phone in the car. I left my glasses in the car. And when we got in there, I could barely read the menu, like when they have the different packages and stuff. But anyway, we did that. We got there, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun, and I love that feeling of because obviously with my job, it can be very demanding sometimes, and there's times like where we might have been grocery shopping or something. It happened plenty of times. We might be out doing something, and I get a notification on my phone, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get home, go do this video real quick, da da da. And it has interrupted times when we may be doing something. If we're doing something important, then no. But it may have still interrupted times when we may be doing something, or even if it doesn't interrupt, if it doesn't make me stop doing whatever we're doing, like if we're at the park, if we're riding a bike, if we're here, there, wherever. If it doesn't make me stop what we're doing, at the same time, it could take my mind away from it. And if my mind is taken away from it, I'll be thinking about, oh man, let's go do this video or talk about whatever subject it is. And that could take me away from whatever the moment is that we in right then and right there. But I have learned over time that patience is something serious, man. Patience is something serious. And that's why now, like, I don't rush to do a video on whatever subject, even if it's breaking. Like, hey, okay, if it happened now, okay, cool. And if I'm available to talk about it right then and there, you know I will. But if I'm out and about, it's like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. We just talk about it when we get an opportunity to. But anyway, we went to the indoor park, and like I said, it was so much fun. We were jumping around like crazy on the trampolines. I'm sweating like crazy, man. Like, this was a real workout, man. Cause I'm like this weight right here, jumping up and down, and I'm maneuvering it and stuff. But it was super fun. It was a whole lot of fun. Carter, he loved it, and he was like, best day ever. Like, and he just had a lot of fun. My wife, she had a lot of fun. She did bring her phone in there, but she had it in her pocket the whole time, so she wasn't even really looking at it like that. And we were just enjoying each other. Nobody was taking no pictures or nothing. Nobody was recording anything. Nobody was putting any stories on social media, anything. It was just a vibe, man, like a real vibe, and we were in the moment. So then, after we did that, Carter wanted to get a slushie, so we stopped by Target first. They didn't have any. Their food station was closed down for the night. Then we went to 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven went first. I put together a slushie that had it was blue, red, and mango. So I think the blue's a raspberry, red is cherry, and it had like a peach mango thing. No, peach, not mango. So then it had peach flavor. So I mixed it all together. I tasted it. I'm like, oh, this is good. So then I get back to the car, and I'm like, all right, Carter, there you go. They're just slushy. And he's like, he tasted. He's like, Dad, this tastes weird. This tastes like a margarita. I said, oh, whoa, hold up now, son. You saying it tastes weird, but you still back there drinking it. And margaritas don't taste bad, man. But anyway, so I went back in 7-Eleven and then made him another one. And I just made this one, I just made all red. So a red slushy, so all cherry. So he drank that one too. He liked it, whatever. So he was like, all right, we want to get something to eat. So we went and was thinking of the different places to eat. Like my wife, she wanted to try something new, or not necessarily new, but somewhere where we don't usually go. So she was like, "Oh, we're not dressed up enough for Olive Garden." And I told her, I said, "What?" I said, "Olive Garden ain't fancy. Olive Garden is not a fancy place. It's cool and it's good or whatever. It's not no fancy super upscale restaurant or anything like. No, it's not, man. It's good though." And I like that. I think they got like $5 or $6 drinks. I like the blue. I think it's called a Blue Hawaiian. That's my favorite one. I love it. And then I don't know if they still have the endless. We ain't been to Olive Garden in like a year and change. I don't know if they still have their endless soups and endless pastas and all. That would be really good. But it's Olive Garden's cool, but it ain't no super fancy place. But anyway, She was thinking of like somewhere we hadn't been in a long time, so she was like, "Oh, you know what, Outback Steakhouse." And she named some other places and whatever. But I was like, "Okay, yeah, I guess let's try Outback Steakhouse. That's fine." So we got there, and I was like, "You know what?" I said, "No, let's just eat and not have any distractions and nothing. Let's put our phones on airplane mode." And she was like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's put our phones on airplane mode." So we did that, and it was great. Like even whenever we go out to eat, we talking to each other anyway. Like I'm talking to her, we talking to Carter too. We all three of us talking to each other. But sometimes, from time to time, we'll look at our phones, might check something, like go on social media, something like that, check a text or whatever, something like that. But like this, putting the phones on airplane mode while we were at the restaurant, loved it. Loved it because there was no checking the phone. There was no, I got a text. There was no, let me check this notification. Nope, nothing. Just in the moment. And even though it was something simple, like eating at the restaurant, something super simple, we were still in the moment. And that made me enjoy it. That made us enjoy it that much more and appreciate it that much more. It reminds me of another time too, a few weeks ago, where we went to this park that we had never went to before. And we found out it's a lot closer than, it's super close to where we live at. And like that made me appreciate it that much more because it's right down the street. But anyway, we went to this park, new park, but a very nice park, very, very nice park. Loved it. But even there, it's like we wasn't messing with the phones. I think I had actually left my phone in the car anyway. I'm like, I ain't trying to be running around at the park and stuff and then have my phone in my pocket. What if it falls out? What if I just... Because when you have your phone in your pocket, it can be very uncomfortable. Especially when you like trying to run around. If you're trying to run around and do stuff, it's annoying having your phone there, man. It's super annoying. But anyway, last night while we were at the restaurant, we had got our food and stuff. We were eating and whatever. So then the waiter, he comes up to us. And he was like, "Hey, do you guys know who Terrell Owens is?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I was thinking, okay, the waiter's about to tell us. I knew it ain't have anything to do with me. Because I'm like, if he is a subscriber on the channel or something, that would be cool. But I know, like, for him to name Terrell Owens out of everybody, like if he would have named like Ray Lewis or Lamar or something, or somebody from the Ravens, okay, maybe he watched the channel or something, but no, he named Terrell Owens, somebody who got traded to the Ravens, but he was like, no, I'm straight, I ain't going there. But anyway, he's like, do you all know who Terrell Owens is? And you're like, yeah, we know who that is. And he's like, oh, he's actually sitting right over there. So my wife looked over and she was like, oh, that is him. And then I looked over, I was like, oh yeah, that is him. So he was there with, I'm assuming it was his son, and with his daughter as well. Just him and two kids. So she was asking me, are you going to say something to him? And I was like, I said I want to, but at the same time I don't want to. I want to because when is this opportunity going to come up again? Or not even that it's an opportunity, but just say what's up to him. It ain't a big deal. But I was like, when I was like, I don't want to bother him, but at the same time, when do you just randomly see T.O.? Because I didn't even know he lived down here. I had no idea that T.O. lived down here. I know no clue. Did not know that. But so I was like, yeah, I'll say something to him. She's like, you gonna ask for a picture? I was like, no, I said I wouldn't mind taking one, but I'm not gonna ask him for no picture. He's here having dinner with his family, with his kids. So anyway, we paid for our food, and we were walking out, and we stopped by his table, and I was like, I said, T.O. I was like, oh, how you doing, man? I said, I just wanted to stop by and say what's up real quick. I said, I see you having dinner, so I ain't gonna keep you, man. So have a good night. He said, oh, yeah, what's up, man? And just real quick, nothing crazy, nothing special. But for him, when that happened, he seemed to me, like, he seemed like he was in the moment, and that he didn't want to be bothered with anything. He ain't want to be bothered with any fans or nothing like that. He just seemed like he did not want to be bothered with any of that at all. And again, it, like, the way that he said it, it was like kind of like brushing me off. Like, oh, okay, hi, bye. That's the way it sounded. But I didn't take any offense to it, because the dude he's with his family. He's with his family. They're having dinner. Well, they ordered dinner. They ain't get that food yet. So, but I did, now that I think back about it, I appreciated it, again, because he was in the moment. He was in the moment. So that's what we got to do more of, man. Like, if you look at, like, you know how in different, like, I can't even say magazines, because I don't even know if they still make sports magazines. I'm sure they do, but everything's on the internet now. But if you look at an article, from a big game, from a big sports game, whether it be basketball, football, whatever, you look at a picture of it from, like, if it's a basketball game, you look at somebody having to hit a big shot from, like, a picture from 10, 15 years ago. You'll look in at obviously the player, the offense, the defense, for basketball, for example, whether it's the point guard, whatever, whoever's taking that big shot, they'll have the picture of them shooting, and then everybody, all the crowd is all standing up, everybody's on their feet, their mouths are wide open, they like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Is the shot gonna go in? Is it gonna come off the rim? What's gonna happen? Everybody's caught up because they wonder, and that still picture is very powerful because it has so many different people, but all of their faces pretty much look the same. They're scared, they're worried, they're just anticipating what's going to happen next, and they caught up in the moment. But now you look at one of those same pictures, those same moments from the past, just 5 years alone, and all you're going to see is a bunch of lights. Bunch of lights. And what those lights are lights on phones, lights on cameras, trying to capture those big moments. Now, they're still exciting for sure. It doesn't take any excitement away from the moment, but you're not all the way in it. Because you got your phone, because you're thinking about, all right, let me record this to see how it is. Let me record this, make sure I got a good angle, make sure I got good lighting and whatnot. And trust me, I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of this. Because y'all know me, when I go to the Ravens games, oh, that camera's coming with me. I'm recording. But for me, I love looking back at them. It's so much fun for me, and it can be that same way for people too when they capture those moments on their phone or on their camera or whatnot. But see, for a sporting event, hey, that's cool. But I think a lot of times, just in life in general, people tend to they tend to let so many good moments pass them by because they're so focused. They're not in the moment all the way. They're so focused on a cell phone. They're so focused on putting it on the story. They're so focused on sharing it with the world. They're so focused on all of that they don't even get to enjoy it as much. So it takes away. When we went to Marco Island a couple of weeks ago for the weekend, again, one of my favorite trips ever, maybe. Again, I loved it. We were going down to the pool and the beach. I told y'all they have the beach, but they had a pool area too. Two in one. But when we were getting ready to go down there, I was thinking, because it looks so nice. It's so nice. I'm like, oh, there's some nice pictures. This will be some real nice pictures. I'll take some pictures of me, my wife, and Carter. Take some pictures of me. Take some pictures of them. Oh, they'd be really nice. But then I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to leave my phone in the hotel room. I'm leaving it there. because I am going to take all of this in, all of it. Whatever we doing, if we at the beach, taking it all in. If we at the pool, taking it all in. If we eating, I'm just taking this all in because I wanted the vacation to be a vacation. Yeah, I did still do a little bit of work. The most work that I did, well, it was that one Julio Jones video where I did it in the car. But besides that, the only work that I did was making a thumbnail real quick for a video, and that was it. That was it. And it was lovely. I loved it. I loved it so much. Because it's nice, like, getting away from the normal stuff, man. And again, getting caught up in the moment. Getting caught up in the moment, man. And it's important. So next time, if you going out to eat with somebody, put the phone, put it away. Put it on airplane mode. Don't even just put it away, because you could put it in your pocket, you could put it in your purse, you could put it wherever, and you can even put it on silent. But once it goes, you feel your phone start vibrating, you incline to grab it and check it. So put it on airplane mode. If you go to the movies or something, put it on airplane mode. Don't even bother with it. If you go to the park, you get the point. Because it just changes the way that it changes the moment for you, and it makes you just like it. Especially if it's with kids. Oh man, if you got kids and you're really in the moment with them, they appreciate it that much more, and you really see them appreciating it that much more, and they can tell too. Like kids, they not stupid. They are not stupid. Young kids, old kids. They are not stupid, and they understand when you're just there, or if you actually like they're there. When you're just there, they can tell, and it happened to me plenty of times too. So like I said, I'm definitely not saying all this to make it sound like, oh, I'm innocent in this whole thing. No. Happened to me plenty of times. There'd be times when Carter's talking to me, having a conversation, and I'm on my phone checking something, whether I'm doing something important or not. But I'm on my phone checking something, Carter having a conversation with me. I'm like, yeah. And then he keeps talking, and then I can find myself getting irritated. And a lot of times when I think back on it, it's like, man, like it would happen to me like at night. Like if I'm on my phone, if Carter getting ready to go to bed. I'm on my phone and Carter, I'm like, all right, Carter, go to bed. It's time for bed. But I'm on my phone looking at something and he's talking. And I'm responding to him, but I'm not really in the conversation with him like that. So I can find myself getting a little bit irritated. And then it's crazy because once he goes to sleep and I'm looking at him sleep, I'm like, man, I miss him. I miss him. As much as he be annoying me sometimes. I miss him. When he's sitting there sleeping, I'm like, oh, that's my baby boy, man. That's my baby boy. And just it's such a satisfying feeling just seeing him sleep peacefully. But at the same time, like I said, I miss him. But a lot of times when he's awake, like right before he's going to sleep, I'm not living in the moment. I'm not living in that conversation. So it takes away from the experience for him and for me. Takes away from him because he's like, oh yeah, daddy's talking to me, but daddy's also looking at the phone. Takes away from the experience for me because I find myself getting more irritated. But it's happened so many times when if we like riding around in a car together, or even if we having a conversation at night, whatever it might be. If I'm put the phone down, if I'm just looking at him, talking with him, that's it. Like I enjoy it a lot, man. I enjoy it, and it makes me appreciate him that much more. Cause it's like, oh yeah, we having a conversation, and he has a lot of stuff to say. He has a whole lot of stuff to say about everything. But I appreciate it, and he appreciates it too. And anybody who you go through that with, they'll appreciate it. Just the conversation, just you talking to them. They'll appreciate it that much more if put the phone down. Put whatever it is down and you looking at them and y'all talking. Look at them, give them your undivided attention. Because it's hard to get that nowadays. It is hard to get that, and it's hard to give that nowadays. Undivided attention? Whew. Besides when you're on a job interview. Besides that, because I know if you're on a job interview, like, okay, I am looking at this hiring manager. They are looking at me. And enough times, the hiring managers, they might, oh, sorry, got a text. Let me check that real quick. Oh, sorry, got a phone call. Let me check that real quick. Sorry, bud. Now, where were we at? They don't even give their undivided attention half the time. But us as people, person to person, is very important that we try our best to do that. Live in the moment, enjoy the moment, because moments, they could pass by like that. And you don't want to regret, like, oh, man, I should have paid attention a little more here. Oh, man, I should have appreciated this moment a little more there. You don't want to regret it, man. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I know even right now, while you're listening to this podcast, you might be working out. You might be cooking dinner. You might be playing a game. You might be doing whatever. You might be doing homework. You might be editing videos. Shout out to my guy Simply. You might be doing whatever you might be doing. But I know podcast is different, because it ain't like we having a conversation. I know sometimes some people feel like my guy Julian said when he listened to the podcast, he said he feel like we live like parallel lives or something. We be going through a lot of the same stuff. But whatever you're doing, it's not the same as having an actual conversation with somebody, because this conversation is all one way. Even though I know y'all know some people that you could quote unquote talk to them, but it's all one way. So you ain't doing nothing but listening. So that's kind of how this is right now. But anyway, whatever you do today, just live in that moment, enjoy that moment, and get caught up completely 100% in that moment. It's okay to put the phone down. The phone ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. It's okay to turn it off for a little bit. It ain't going nowhere. The notification ain't that important. Unless like you waiting for some like a really, really important phone call or something like that. Like a really, really important one. By all means. But take the time out of your day to enjoy the moment. Like it doesn't even have to be with somebody else. It can be by yourself. Because that makes a big difference too. You can be just walking around outside, just looking at creation. Looking at birds, listening to them, looking at the trees, looking at the sky, looking at the rain. Because it's been raining a lot down here recently. But just look around. That's it. Just look around. You can look at the grass. You can look at bugs. You can look at whatever, man. Just do that, man. Take the time every day to just get away from the electronics and just appreciate life. Because it makes a big difference. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you on the next episode. We out.